So here in this video we are going to use the form or how to use the bootstrap form in our pages. So that's we do over here. So and in this case we are going to the website getbootstrap.com, and then we have to go to the documents, and here we go, documentation, and then we have to go to the components this time. So here you can see the some components over there like alert, badge, broadcom, button group, card, carousel, collapse. So we are here this time going to discuss the form. So how we can use form, bootstrap form in our pages, as we have to say. So here we simply look at this. uh, Bootstrap form control expands on our rebooter form style with class. Use these class to opt into their customized display for more consistent rendering across the browser and devices. So be sure to use the appropriate type attribute on all input. For example, email for email address and number for the numeric information, that we must have to take care of this. So here is some examples of this. So before proceeding this, we will try to make an uh, form in our own style, that is as we are doing in HTML. So let's how we can do that. Here we go. So in order to create the form, we just go to the body, and then here we go, use form element. Then we have to use label, and here we give the label as email. Then here we go with the input. Then here we have to just select the type of the input, and here we choose email. Then we must have to give the ID to this, and ID give this as say email, and we don't want any placeholder for this. Then we want to have a password, so here we go, label, then here we type password. Then we have to add input over here, and here we choose type password. Then say ID password. That is usual method of creating the form that we create using the HTML as before. In this, then we need to have a input type submit, and here we go with the value, that is submit. So how our forms look like, we save this here, and we have to open this form in our desktop, then bootstrap. Then we have to open the file bootstrap 4, and I just wanted to see this file in Google Chrome. So here in the Google Chrome, this is look like this. We see over this, look like this. Still, this is, there is CSS behind this, that's why it look like this. If I make this content, this as this CSS link, if I make it as comment, I'm just making this link as comment. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, it will look like this. It will look like this. So no CSS is applied to this. Now if we look at this form over here, it looks so nice as compared to that form, and it's can be done with very least effort. So in order to include this form in our page, just we simply have to copy this code from here, and here we go, copy this. In between that, I'm just putting some horizontal line. Then here we go, paste it, save it here, and here we go, refresh it. It doesn't look so nice because this form is very similar to this. It's a simple effort because no css is applied to this as we have over there. So what I will do, I will remove the comments from here. Now save this form and refresh it. Now look at the form, how beautiful it looks over here. Okay, how beautiful it looks here. Now see this, look at the responsiveness of this page. Okay, so this page, this form is so responsive. What I will do, I will add another class over there, that is div, then class container. Here we go. Look at this. Now this is boxed, layout is applied to this. Now here we expand it, it keep on expanding. But in case of our this form, the thing is going to be happen over there, just because that is the beauty of Bootstrap. Okay, so what we have find over there, here we have used the form element as like of your HTML element. Nothing is new over here. So div class we have used over there, that is form group. So here we have used a class that is form group. Then we have label for property, we used label for, and here we have given example input mail1, and then email address. Now here we go for here, input type email class form control. Over here we have used, that is new thing over here, and ID. Look at the input ID over here, that is example input email, and this label is for this ID. Here for applies for this. Okay, the ID of this input is example input mail1, and this label is for this input ID. Okay, got it. Then we have used another element, that is small id, email, help, class, form, text muted, will. So here small is nothing but it's similar to your paragraph element. Okay, that's a new, we have, that is new element in the HTML5. So it is very similar to paragraph element. And then we have closed the div. Then we have used div class form group over here. Then we have used label, then for input password, and here this. So it means this label is for this input that is having the type ID input password 1. Okay, same is used over there, that is form control is used over there. Then we have used this form group class form group, then form checkbox we wanted to create. So input type checkbox, class form check input, id check example check one, and then label for this label class form check label for example check one for this. So this label is for this input, and check me out there. Then we have created a button, yeah, button. Then type we have used over there submit, and to this we have used two classes, that is button class and button primary. Then we have created the button submit is to be displayed on the button. So that is that we have done over here. So simple, this is a very beautiful form that we have created over here. If we click over here, submit over there, nothing is going to be happen as of now, because we have none. So if we see over there, we have to make a lot of efforts, like this is have rounded corner over here, and this having gray border, and this size, and this text muted. If we remove this class text muted, let's see what is going to be happen over here. We save it, refresh it, it is highlighted over there. So this text muted class is used to make the text dim. Let me save it, refresh it. Okay, now this will appear dim over there. So this way we just can use the bootstrap form in our pages. So we can also, that form we have created over here, we can also modify that as per this. Here we can create a class. To this form we have to give the class, and here we have to give the class form group that is there. Then here for this we have to use for, and here we have to give the id of the, so here the id we have given to this input type is email, then this, and here input we have to apply a class, say class form control, okay. Then the rest is the same. So here we have to use for over here, and to this for we have to give it, this for is for this id is password, and to this we have to use class form control. Then if we wanted to have button like this way, then we just can give the id to this as say class. I'm just, instead of this I'm just using the input, and I will use the btn button class and button primary, that is to give the color to this. Okay, so for this we have to use btn primary. Okay, save this and see the changes. Look at this. With very less efforts, we will be able to create this much good looking form that is even so more responsive as this. Okay, even we can also make a div for this. We can make it box layout using div class container. Look at this. There looks very similar. If we wanted to change its color, then we can use secondary for this color will be applied, then even hover effect will also apply to this, that is automatically. So as we have done already in the HTML if and CSS, if we have to make form like this, we have to make a lot of coding and a lot of efforts to do that. So here in case of Bootstrap 4, we can include these form, and using these classes and this header file, we can create this responsive and good looking form in our pages. So there's a lot more to understand from here. This is simple submit form. Here the, if we understand the form control like textual form control, like input selects text area are styled with this class. Okay, so whenever we have to use the form and its element like input select text area and text area like this. So then we can use the form control class. Include our style for journal appearance, focus state, sizing, and more. So like this. Then here is same it is. Another form is over here. For file input swap, if you wanted to use file input swap, then we can use the form control for phone control file. Like sometime here, so file input swap. So, if we are using file input control over there, so in place of form control we can use form control file class in this case. Then sizing, and we can also do the sizing of the this. So for that we can use the form control dot hyphen lg, that is large, this small, then xm for the extra small, then md for medium, then xl for extra large. So that we can also use with this. Here we go. This, then read only, add the property read only attribute if we don't want any input from the user and wanted to make the read only information for that. For example, input class form control type text placeholder read only input, and read only, it means user will not be able to type here anything, he can get the information. Then we can also use like he read only plain text over there. Sometimes that is we wanted to have a user already have logged in and he has logged out due to some all what we can say that due to some reason that he have left his PC for a moment. Now we our system want his to again log in. So in this case we can use read only plain text. Okay, then he has to apply the password to this. This looks same, pretty, nothing is there. Yeah, we can use like this way also. Confirm identity, this way you can also use range input, set horizontal scrollable range input using form.control.range class. Okay, here is an example. Label for form control range, example range input, and input type range. Here we have taken the input type range class form. This is very applicable in case that we wanted to make an application and we wanted to have get the information for rate of interest and number of tenures in years, like this way. Then we can use this over there. Then checkbox and radio. So far to this checkbox we have to use the form.check class. Okay, to disable or enable this we have to use the disable class in this regard. Default stacked. By default, any number of checkbox and a radio button are immediate sibling will be vertical stacked and appropriate space there. So automatically they will stacked over each other like this way. Also we can make them inline. Inline means making them in a single line. So checkbox or radio button on same horizontal row by adding the class form.check inline or form to any form check. This way we can create an over here. Then we can also create it without form, without label. So add position static to input with form check, so that is there. For example, div class form check, over here we have used input class form check input position static type like this way. So they are without any label over there. So layout can be set since Bootstrap applies display block and width 100% to almost all of form control. Form will be default stack vertically. Additional classes can be used to vary this layout on, like if we see over there they are placed vertically. Okay, if we expand to this. So if I use one class over here, that is form, form inline, save it here, and same, just like say here we have inline. So for that we have to use form inline class. Form class, form group, form. Okay, it's not form, it's not inline, it's form inline, sorry. It will look display it in single line. Okay, so what we'll do, if we try to expand it, it will take single line. If we shrink this area, it will stacked vertically. Okay, so this is there. Then inline is there. Then without labels layout we can set over there. Form group we can also create using the form group. Then is coming the form grid. More complex form can be built using our grid classes like call and rows concept that we can also use over there. So here it is using this sign in, like look at this form here, it has been used over there. So but here they have done div class form row is added over there, and then div class form group call medium, then six number of column is given to this class, and label for input email for email this input type email class form control id this. Then another we have taken this 6 and this 6. So simply this is 6 column for this, 6 column for this, and if we see this is for around 12 column address and address. This is has been divided into 12 column like by look at this form. So this is not mentioned, it means it will occupy full space over there. In next case it is md6 input city class form control id, then 4, then 2. So look at this is size is having of 6, this is having the size of 4 columns, and this is the size of 2 column. And that is the best way of making the form over using the Bootstrap. So whenever you have to create form using the Bootstrap and you wanted to give the more responsiveness to your pages, then try to use this concept. I love to use this concept. Okay, then we can create horizontal forms also. They use this by use padding top and this rows and column specification. That's how horizontal form label sizing that we can done over here. Then column sizing can be done here. Then auto sizing, this is also beauty of using the form. Like sometime we wanted to get the email, then we have to then we have use at the rate of sign, then we have to give like this way. Okay, name, then he has to give this way. So that is beautiful use. So here for this we have to use another class over there, input group text. Fine. So for this, if we wanted to use this, then we have to use the class input group text class over there. That's this. Okay, here we just go input group text, then choose this. For example, this is very important in case when you wanted to have to set the amount. So what I will do, I'm just copying this line, copy this from this, copy from here, and say I just wanted to put it here, input text graph this, say I just wanted to have a symbol, is rupee symbol, input type text, class form control id. Just give to this placeholder. I'm just giving the here as say amount. Save this. Here we go. Repression. So we must have to group it before using this.